Dame Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted a paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant.
But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a wreck.
But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a wreck. Not DJ Envy being tied up in some major Fed talk. Dame Dash just dropped a bomb, claiming that Envy managed to dodge prison time over that messy real estate scandal because he allegedly played a little too nice with the feds. And the wild part, 50 Cent jumped in, like he's co-signing Dame's claims.
$1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years.
Even though those two have been trading shots for weeks, ever since Dame started taking aim at Cameron, this twist is wild, because seeing 50 and Dame even slightly on the same page is like watching two old rivals suddenly nod at each other across the room. Unexpected and intense. So the big question now is, did Envy actually become an informant? If that's true, what does that say about the entire Breakfast Club brand?
My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorney. Why don't light-skinned people like to listen? Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking?
Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community.
This isn't just random gossip. This hits the core of his image, his crew, and everything they've built on air. For anyone who didn't catch the spark that started this fire, it all traces back to Dame Dash's appearance on the Breakfast Club last month. Things got heated fast when Dame clashed with both Envy and Charlamagne, nearly storming out of the studio after they brought up his money issues.
Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did.
You know Dame doesn't play when it comes to his finances. So the second they brought up those bankruptcy rumors and whispers that he's broke, he flipped out in full force. Dame snapped at Charlamagne, throwing sharp comments, calling him gay, and even dragging house sizes into the mix, literally comparing his home to Envy's right on air. The tension was thick, the energy was hostile, and it set the stage for everything that's exploding now. Dame didn't hold back one bit. He straight up challenged both Envy and Charlamagne to show off their views and prove they're not living as good as he is.
You acting like a girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't.
And then we gonna
and
fight.
you won't do shit.
Damn, this is with the
That's
Chatty
not
Patty,
right.
so just
Now,
so
let's
you
not
know,
get
because I knew you was going to say
Nah,
that.
I've seen you run.
Yes.
I've seen you. I'm not saying I will. I'm saying no. Then your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you were talking like that. I would have what? But I'm not going to do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up. But I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave.
I have so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
How you want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, Dame.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, where I'm from, the masculine man would.
Yeah.
But because wait, let me finish. No, I didn't. I said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say that. I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we will fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
Wait. Ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me. Right, I went to jail. The last time I was behind, it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt, meaning they don't have to go on. That sounds broke to you? Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you? It's not about me. If you Google her family, or certain people I know, I'll Google them, they have no money. I Google the family office, $10 billion. Rich people don't put anything in their name. But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You missed your whole life.
We don't have anything on our name.
So then I
want to ask a question about the book deal with Simon & Schuster.
Oh, let me finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What made you sign a book deal with Simon & Schuster as opposed to publishing?
And Envy actually took the bait and posted his view like he had something to prove, which made the whole thing feel more like a neighborhood flex-off than a serious conversation. The pettiness was on full display. And honestly, for 2 grown men with platforms that big, it came off kind of childish. And for someone like Dame, who's been living in luxury for decades, it's wild to see him still get that pressed about money comparisons. You'd think at that level, he'd be secure. But clearly, those digs hit a nerve, and he wanted to show dominance right there and then.
The problem, Dame, I have with you is you're a businessman and an entrepreneur.
I don't care what your problem
When people have a question to you, you don't want to ask the question. And exactly what you do to people.
I did answer.
You are a chatty patty, right?
No, I'm not. Okay, let's do this. Can I talk? Let me answer that. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
No, you can't come speaking. Like we just said, we're gonna set boundaries. I respect that. You respect me.
That's what Dame wanted, by the way. He wanted to come in here and call it.
He said boundaries. He said some chatty patty stuff that's absolutely not true.
So let's address it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's pause. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So a lot of the things you say on here are not true. A lot. And I'm saying what I'm seeing in the algorithm is that you're being investigated for RICO, and that there were people around you that are getting charged. Why? Let me ask you a question. Of course, I don't expect you. Bottom line is, I already know you're gonna fold if they come for you. You tell them. We already know that.
The SEC,
anyway,
FBI,
do not show that. Are you crazy?
You walking with the letter?
Sometimes let Dame make you so.
This is the thing. No, hold on. You have to prove facts because he can't prove facts.
I can't?
No.
Everything I say, I be having on tape.
It's not factual.
What's not factual that I said?
Nothing that you said is factual.
So I'm not the chairman of Revolt?
I don't know. I haven't seen the Dateline yet.
Deadline.
You know what happens when feminine people get nervous and upset? Their voice starts cracking, their lips start shaking.
That's what you be doing when you be on Art of Dialogue.
Or you stand up and walk away like you.
But things didn't stop at petty flexing. They went straight into scandal territory. During that same explosive Breakfast Club episode, Dame dropped another jaw-dropping claim. He said Envy was under a RICO investigation connected to that shady real estate scheme with his partner Cesar Pina. Envy instantly denied it and pulled a slick move, claiming he had paperwork on him to prove he was clean. But right when he was about to flash those papers, Charlamagne jumped in and stopped him from showing anything on air. Now, here's the part that got everyone side-eyeing. How come Envy just happened to have RICO paperwork in his possession the moment Dame called him a snitch? That's way too convenient. Dame's not backing down either. He's doubling down hard, saying he's the one holding the real receipts to prove Envy's been cooperating with the feds. This isn't just drama anymore. This is turning into a full-blown battle over who's telling the truth and who's hiding something big. Dame took things up another level when he went online and tagged both iHeartRadio and Power 105 directly in an Instagram video, basically calling them out and asking, do they even realize that one of their biggest hosts might be working with the feds?
And they did research. And I can't articulate exactly what was said, but it wasn't said. She sent me a message, so I'll play it. But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a rat. And I knew that you would fold anyway, but allegedly. But this is what the paperwork, and I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it.
Anybody can go online and type in Cesar H. Pina. When they do, they'll see links from the Department of Justice.gov. They can simply open up the two links that you see here. The first one shows the New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer charged with committing multi-million-dollar fraud, investment fraud scheme, laundering drug proceeds, and bribing a New Jersey politician. If you simply scroll down, you will see the individual one. Individual one is clearly described as Pena's business partner, a well-known disc jockey and radio personality who resided in New Jersey. You go further down, as you can see through this video, it gives more description on Pena and his business partner. Individual one operated a company that conducted real estate seminars around the country with Pena. He's a co-conspirator. This individual one who is a well-known radio personality, disc jockey in New Jersey. That only describes one person who we all...
That wasn't some vague shade. That was a bold, public shot aimed straight at DJ Envy's career and the network that backs him. It's one thing to throw accusations during an interview, but tagging the man's employers and questioning his loyalty on a public platform. That's a whole different kind of heat. So what really went down between DJ Envy and Cesar Pina? Did Envy actually snitch on the guy he was doing business with? To understand the storm brewing here, you have to look at Cesar Pina's case. Cesar, better known online as Flipping NJ, was hit with federal charges in July 2025, including wire fraud, money laundering, and even bribery. The feds accused him of pulling off a massive real estate scam, swindling investors out of millions through flashy property projects. And he didn't stop there. Prosecutors say he even bribed a New Jersey official to keep the whole operation smooth. According to the indictment, Cesar convinced dozens of people to hand over millions to invest in residential properties. But instead of splitting profits like he promised, he flipped the whole thing into a Ponzi-style setup, using new investors' money to cover old promises while pocketing the rest. And here's where DJ Envy's name creeps into the paperwork. The indictment specifically mentions that Cesar teamed up with a celebrity disc jockey and radio personality to run real estate seminars across the country. That description fits Envy perfectly, which is why the streets and blogs are buzzing non-stop. People want to know whether he was just a partner or if he played a deeper role when things went south. Through flashy seminars, slick self-promotion, and non-stop marketing, Cesar built a massive social media following that made him look like the ultimate real estate genius. He had the image, the hype, and the crowd believing every word he said. Connected to him through those seminars, DJ Envy hasn't been criminally charged, and he's Stan. But here's the catch: despite being deeply connected to him through those seminars, DJ Envy hasn't been criminally charged, and he's standing firm on his claim that he had absolutely no clue about Cesar's alleged schemes. That hasn't stopped the legal heat, though. Multiple investors have filed civil lawsuits against both Cesar and Envy, accusing them of misrepresenting the investments and causing serious financial damage. And here's the kicker: most of those investors admitted that the only reason they trusted the deal in the first place was because of DJ Envy's celebrity status. His reputation gave the whole operation legitimacy, making people feel like their money was safe. According to NBC reports, this entire mess traces back to around 2017, when Cesar was out here collecting people's cash, promising he was flipping houses across New Jersey and guaranteeing insane returns.
If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Cesar. I lost a total of $64,000.
After receiving 2 bounced checks, Rio says he got a visit from Cesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back.
We're talking 20% to 45% returns in just 5 months. That kind of promise had folks lining up to invest, thinking they'd struck gold. But according to reports, instead of actually putting all that money into real properties, Cesar was allegedly skimming a fat chunk for himself and using new investors' funds to pay off earlier ones, straight-up Ponzi scheme tactics. And it gets worse. He was allegedly taking money for houses he didn't even own, and sometimes offering the same property to multiple investors at once, playing them all like a chess game. Right before the feds finally caught up to him, NBC aired a segment showing some of the real people who got burned in the process: devastated families, drained savings, and broken trust, all laid out for the world to see. The scale of the scam was jaw-dropping, and DJ Envy's name being attached to it, even indirectly, made the whole situation that much louder. A lot of the investors admitted that the only reason they ever trusted Cesar was because DJ Envy was backing him up like a stamp of approval. His cosign gave Cesar's operation a level of credibility that made people drop their guard. One investor, Anthony Barron, told NBC that he wouldn't have even crossed paths with Cesar if it weren't for Envy. He said their first meeting happened during a property tour in Jersey, and Envy was right there with him, moving like part of the business team. Barron didn't just throw in pocket change, he went all in. He dropped $500,000 into one apartment project, then followed that up with another $300,000 shortly after. To this day, Barron says he holds DJ Envy just as responsible as Cesar for what went down. The way it was pitched to him sounded like a smooth, high-return flip: invest the money, renovate the property, flip it, and profit.
Me as someone that he is not speaking to. We have not spoken about anything. And he calls me and starts talking about some real estate shit. For me, that's odd. We don't speak. And now you calling me, telling me that your man's with the government and he could get the buildings and there's a list, it'll be me, you, and Queen Latifah and whatever the fuck he was saying, because I was walking my dog in the backyard, so I want to stop listening at this point. But that just sounded fishy.
But in reality, a lot of those properties weren't even owned by Caesar in the first place, turning the whole thing into a house of cards. There's also the case of a Florida couple who pulled $200,000 in equity from their home after being promised a 30% return within just 4 months. They said that once they handed over the money, communication dried up and they never saw the returns they were promised. Their story echoed what so many others went through: promises, big talk, and then radio silence when it was time to pay up. And if that wasn't messy enough, Caesar was accused of trying to pay back another investor, Augie Rios, with jewelry instead of real money. Rios isn't just some random guy. He owns a custom auto wrap shop in Long Island, New York, and had been working on DJ Envy's cars for years. In fact, it was Envy himself who introduced Rios to Caesar, and according to reports, he even vouched for Caesar's investment company.
Listen, I called 3 people. I called Clue, I called Fabulous, I called Joe Budden. Right? My Desert Storm family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was going to go to jail.
Making Augie Rios believe the whole operation was rock solid. Once NBC blew the lid off Caesar Penis scam, more alleged victims started stepping forward online, each with their own story. But the common thread in almost every single one was the same. They said they never would have trusted Caesar if DJ Envy's name wasn't tied to it. That cosign was everything, and now it's coming back to haunt him in a major way. Even some big names in the industry started speaking up, and Joe Budden was one of the loudest voices calling it out. He revealed that DJ Envy actually tried to pull him into the real estate scheme years ago.
This was a 3-family, 2-bedroom. We could only bring $800 rent roll each floor, which is not that much money. If we decided to extend it, if you walk back there, you see we extended it. Now with the extension, we decided to make it from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. So now from $800, it goes to $1,800 a month. 18. We extended it so much, we have so much that we can extend it, we can actually put 2 studios in the back. So now the 2 studios will bring, you figure 18 is 240.
He was trying to recruit his peers into the same circle. In a twist, an old interview of DJ Envy popped back up online, where he openly admitted that Joe Budden had warned him straight up that what he was involved in looked exactly like a Ponzi scheme, and that he was going to end up in serious legal trouble if he didn't step back. Envy said, "Listen, I called 3 people, I called Clue, I called Fabulous, I called Joe Budden, right? One does a strong family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something I think you should invest a little bit of money in and try it out." Joe Budden told him it was a Ponzi scheme and that he was going to go to jail. Hearing Envy casually retell that conversation now just makes the whole situation sound even more alarming, like the red flags were waving in his face years ago, and he still moved full speed ahead. And let's be clear, this wasn't some hush-hush backroom operation. DJ Envy actually brought Caesar Pena right onto the Breakfast Club to promote the investment plan on air, in front of millions of listeners. He used his platform to give the scheme a massive boost, making it sound like a golden opportunity. On top of that, there's actual footage of Envy personally touring properties with potential investors, walking through buildings, nodding along, and basically putting his full stamp of approval on everything Caesar was doing. It wasn't just his name, it was his face, his voice, his presence, all tied to the business moves. But even with all those receipts floating around, Envy has continued to deny any involvement in Caesar's Ponzi scheme. He's holding his ground publicly. But the more old clips and testimonies resurface, the harder it's becoming for people to look the other way. Right after Caesar Pena got arrested, DJ Envy jumped on the Breakfast Club and tried to get ahead of the narrative, repeating his usual line about how his goal was to uplift the community and teach people about generational wealth. He looked straight into the camera and swore up and down that he had absolutely no clue Caesar was out here allegedly scamming investors out of millions. He painted himself as someone just trying to help, caught off guard by someone else's wrongdoing. But let's be real, a lot of people weren't buying that story at all. How could dozens of investors lose millions through a scheme that Envy was publicly attached to, and he somehow knew nothing? Even if he wasn't directly part of the operation, the fact that he kept promoting Caesar long after people started warning him it looked like a Ponzi scheme made the public side-eye him hard.
So Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth. Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true.
At the very least, he put his name, his face, and his massive platform behind Caesar, giving him credibility and helping him reel in more victims. So when the warning signs started popping up, the bare minimum would have been to step back and warn the community to stay away, but Envy never did that. He stayed quiet and kept things moving like nothing was wrong. Now, it's true that he hasn't been charged, and it's possible that the feds investigated him but didn't find enough evidence to indict. But Dame Dash has a completely different theory. According to him, the real reason Envy managed to walk away untouched is because he allegedly cooperated with the authorities and gave them information on Caesar to save himself. That's the part that's been making the streets talk, because if that's true, it flips the entire narrative upside down. Word on the street is that 50 Cent's sudden change of plans wasn't random at all. Sources close to him say this is exactly why he backed out of that upcoming reality TV project with DJ Envy. The two were supposed to collaborate on a flashy show centered around their real estate hustle. But once Caesar got arrested and Dame Dash started hinting that Envy might have been cooperating with the feds, 50 pulled the plug real quick. That kind of move says a lot. 50 Cent isn't the type to stick around once he smells something off, especially when it involves federal investigations and public allegations. Now, does this officially prove that DJ Envy is a federal informant? No, it doesn't. Dame Dash still hasn't produced any concrete paperwork or official evidence that Envy cooperated with authorities in Caesar Pina's case. But the timing, the behavior, and the way certain deals have suddenly disappeared have fans raising their eyebrows. It's not what's been proven, it's what feels off that's making the story stick. Meanwhile, some fans are rushing to defend Dame Dash, pointing out that whatever people may say about him, at least he's never been accused of stealing from his own community. One person wrote, "Dame has never stolen from his community. The Breakfast Club has cost the African American community at least $50 million due to the scammers they bring on. Umar Johnson is still renting rooms, cars, eating out, and jet-setting on other people's money. And others didn't hold back on Envy either." Another fan said, "Envy is lying. He knew all along that this was a scheme. He's denying his involvement because Caesar Pina was proven guilty and is serving time in prison. Umar Johnson isn't the only scammer who appeared on the Breakfast Club. Jay Morrison and so-called Brother Polite did too. The streets are clearly divided. Some think Envy's story doesn't add up, while others believe he might have just gotten caught up in the wrong circle. But the real question is, who's telling the truth here? Is Dame Dash exposing something real, or is this just another layer of industry drama playing out in public? Let me know what you think. Is DJ Envy secretly working with the feds, or was he just blind to what Caesar was really doing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and share this video to keep the conversation going.